That was quite a closing kick you put on there. Can you talk about how you executed that?
Yeah, I mean, there's opportunity there on 14 and 15, and 13 if you're in the fairway. You know, with the wind direction we had today, those holes are downwind, and so there's some good opportunities there for birdie. You know, 15 being a reachable par 5, and I just hit a lot of really good shots down the stretch. You know, in the fairway from 13 on, which is important, and gave myself a lot of good looks, and was able to hold some there. Hold 2 really nice putts there on 17, 18. And a really good one on 14 as well. You know, I felt like where the pins were today, there was so much break around the cup, and you know, I felt like I was putting from 20 feet a lot on the front nine. I'm playing like 3 feet of break sometimes, and it was challenging out there.
The first 13 holes, all pars. What was your kind of mindset through those holes?
I thought I was doing pretty good. I mean, around this golf course, even par, I think today would have been a pretty solid score. And, you know, like I said, I felt like I could have gotten a little bit more out of the round, but I felt like I was playing nice. And, you know, just a couple lips here and there would have changed the score a little bit. But overall, I felt like I was doing good stuff, so I didn't really feel like I needed to change much.
I think at one point, Ben was up 5. He was at 10 under. Are you even aware of that at all? Or I'm assuming it doesn't affect your play at all.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that Ben got to 10 under, but like you said, it's not going to change, you know, my play in the middle of a Saturday. You know, this golf course is really challenging, and no lead safe around this place. And I knew if I, you know, kept going and played a decent round, I would be in somewhat of a position to chase him down tomorrow. Like if he's sitting there at 10 under, and you know, if he gets to 12 or 13, you know, I mean, there's not much I can do about that. So I'm not really going to change my mindset trying to get to 12 under when I'm sitting at 4. You know, that's not really going to do me a lot of justice. So I just try to keep plodding along and, you know, hit some good shots and was able to have a nice finish.
Jordan Spieth said he thinks you have the best club face control ever. When you hear something like that from a peer, is that obviously you take it in stride or?
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice compliment. You know, I work hard on trying to control my golf ball and hitting a lot of different types of shots, and you know, I have some interesting footwork in my swing, and you know, sometimes I feel like I have really good control of the face, and then other times it feels like I'm swinging a foreign object. But yeah.
How much time have you spent with Ben Griffin through the years? I know you're the same age, but did you cross paths?
Yeah, we played a lot of junior golf together. He played at UNC, I played at Texas, so we didn't see each other too much in college, but I felt like we played a lot of junior golf together and saw each other at, you know, the amateur circuit throughout the summer, you know, a lot of those tournaments. And so I've known Ben for a long time, and he always had a lot of talent. He had a very interesting swing growing up, and, you know, he's made some pretty significant changes to his swing over the years, and, you know, has been one of those guys that always had a lot of talent, and he's done a really good job of continuing to improve, and, you know, the results are speaking for themselves at this point.
Interesting swing, kind of in what way?
Well, he used to have a really strong grip and a very shut face at the top that was almost a little bit of, like, across the line, and it was just an interesting motion. And he wasn't the best ball striker in junior and amateur golf, and he's turned into a really good ball striker just through making swing changes and a lot of hard work. And so you always tip your cap when you see a guy that puts in a ton of effort and gets a lot out of it. I mean, it's always really fun for us as players to watch, and you'll have seen those types of guys have success.
Tiger's the only one to win back-to-back here. What would it mean if you did it, to win this back-to-back?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, but at the end of the day, you know, last year's tournament is last year's tournament. Doesn't really matter going into this year. We've got an opportunity tomorrow to have a good round and hopefully win the tournament, and, you know, I'll be focused on the first tee. I'm just trying to get that ball in play and going from there.
How good was your 68 today on this course in today's conditions?
I mean, it was pretty good. I don't know what the scoring average was today, but I was definitely proud of the way I finished. And, I mean, it was really challenging. Like, through, you know, 13 holes, I felt like I was playing really good, and I was only even par. And, I mean, it's just a hard golf course.
Conditions changed throughout the day from start to the end of the round for you?
The wind got a touch calmer the last few holes. Maybe it just felt calmer because we were playing downwind. But overall, I mean, it was just pretty gusty and challenging the whole day.
All right, thanks, Scottie.
All right.
Thanks, Scottie.
Thanks.